crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator. Come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon. It was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to. But it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
On the internet, Mark the Infinitely Tied! Company, Psychodorm 9, and Shockwave! Glitter, unicorn, and rainbows! It's a Lady Arwen Avalon! My favorite polar bear on YouTube! Snarla Poopas Cuba! Walter Tomascu! And a shout out to P-Lie coming in there at the end. He says, I'm so used to Wake the Neighbors, I thought Loki's voice was gone. That long into the intro. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. How are you guys doing? Good morning. It's Thursday. The week's almost over. We're getting there. We're almost at an end. I thought I would have a guest this morning, but I didn't hear back. And I texted them this morning and nada. So I don't know if they're going to be here. They've got an invite. At least I think I sent them an invite. Holy crap. Yes, I sent them an invite. Okay. So maybe they will be here. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We've got some stuff to talk about. They've gotten themselves in this issue. Yeah, Mark's not being a snob. He's just cooking. He woke up late. Cookie woke up late. Cookie woke up late and was like, you know what? I'm going to make me some eggs, some bacon, some grits, and all that other stuff them Alabama boys make. So, good Lord. Good morning. Good morning. I have to give my wrench a hard time because he's angry all the time. I mean, it never stops. He's always angry. Always angry. Good morning, everybody. Holy crap. What a week. What a crazy week. There's no raspberry emoji. What? Raspberry? Why do we need raspberries? Everyone fear the raspberry. So Banana, the banana. We no longer fear the banana. We need to fear the raspberries. Good morning, Arwen. Mark did great on Comic Book Roundtable last night. He did. He did. He's invited back. Come on back now. You hear? He was like, well, Loki, I don't know if I'm going to do. I was like, you best get your ass back in here, boy. Right? So, yeah, maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Come back and we'll talk more X-Men. So yeah, we'll have like we do a whole month of X-Men. Talk about X-Men in the month of May. Holy crap. Y'all know that it's like, okay, so Saturday is May the 4th be with you. The fake holiday, the fake Star Wars holiday. I don't know. I'm like indifferent now. I don't care whether it's like, May 24th or May the 4th or May the 23rd or May the 21st, or I don't care. I'm just like, eh. Someone was like, you can't celebrate it on this holiday because, and I was like, I don't care. Who knows? Pacific 414. What's up, guys? If you haven't subscribed to this guy, right down there, go check him out. Check out his channel. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. So check him out. So many wonderful channels. So many, snozberries taste like snozberries. Mariella, good morning. Oh, it's gonna be a kickback day. Like I said, I planned on having a guest this morning. So to talk about all this craziness to talk about all the game news. Everybody got the game news. I saw so many people canceling. I'm gonna cancel my thing for Stellar Blade because blah blah blah. They were meanie. I got my copy over there. I didn't get a digital copy, which is really weird. Usually I get a digital copy and then I get a hard copy just so I have a hard copy that I never open. But I didn't do that this time. I've got my hard copy over there. I honestly, guys, it's pretty, it's fun, it's kind of like Ninja Gaiden, but it's not like, oh my god, game of the year, just because it has bouncing titties in it. I don't really think it's game of the year. It's fun, it's cool, it's fun. She's got a plethora of outfits you can use. It's interesting. The combat's interesting, but I'm just not like over the moon with it. So I don't know. I've been playing the crap when I can out of Super Robot Wars 30. Honestly, some of the stuff in that I like better than Stellar Blade. Holy crap. Who would have ever thought that? I don't know. I'm more inclined to play the games coming out from the East than I am the stuff here. Who else feels like that? Like the Western devs have just lost. They've lost the point. They've lost the goal, which is to sell games. They don't care. They want to. It's Hollywood all over again. They want to message. They want to politicize. They want to do all this crap, and it's just. What do we got going over on Rumble? We got Aaron D over on Rumble. Good morning, Aaron. How are you? Henry says, I don't need it to be the game of the year. I just need it to be fun. There you go. It just needs to be fun, right? It just needs to be fun. The whole TNA discussion is taken away from how does the game actually play. It plays good. It's not like great, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. Project Game Marine says, I remember the arcade Ninja Gaiden 2-player side-scroller that got repurposed for the TMNT 4-player cabinet game. Man, Ninja Gaiden for Xbox 360. We have got Ninja Gaiden Black. I got 2 copies of that. And then Ninja Gaiden 2... got 2 copies of that and Sigma over on PS3. But the problem with the PS3 version is they edited a lot of it because Sony are dumbasses. They changed a lot because they didn't like the guy that directed the game and they screwed him over. Why were, you know what, Team Ninja came out with so many cool games, including the beach volleyball games that we played on this channel. Yeah. Yaka! Why were those held back by PlayStation? Xbox came out with them. Hell, Xbox campaigned on them. Xbox, it was the nerdy guys sitting there playing beach volleyball, like, ooh. They memed themselves and like ran with it. They did it on purpose. Why can't Sony do that? Because Sony's got it so up their own backside. And Xbox is getting that way too. Xbox is getting that way too, and that's the problem. Get rid of your consoles, ladies and gentlemen. They're not worth them. Play on PC. So, but there's a problem with that. There's stuff that's only on consoles, right? I was looking at, okay, how many more Robot Wars games are there? There's a bunch. There's a bunch on Switch. There's a bunch on PlayStation. There's a couple on Xbox. There's not that many. But there's a crap load of these games. Where do you start? I started with 30, and I'm having a killer time watching Gundams and Super Robots and all kinds of combiners beat the crap out of stuff. It's like watching an anime. It is. It's like watching an anime and you get to be a part of it. How cool is that? Right? How cool is that? Why can't they do something? Because it'd be filled with BS and crap that you don't want to deal with. You don't want to deal with it. Why can't they just come out with good games? Because they have a message. They have a message, and that is hurting the bottom line for everything. What happened with Squaresoft? So Squaresoft, or Square Enix, I still call it Squaresoft. I don't know why. Because that's what it was originally. Square Enix is in the hole for almost $150 million. Why are they in a hole for almost $150 million? Because they effed around and they found out. They came out with Forspoken, which was an absolutely craptastic pile of turds. They did the Avengers game, which was an absolutely fantastic pile of turd. They undersold Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So to give you an idea of what has happened, the original Final Fantasy VII, I'm not talking about remake, I'm talking about the original Final Fantasy VII, at the time was the fastest selling, most bought game ever. Okay, what were the prices back then? About $50. They sold 7 million copies in like record time. It was the fastest selling, hottest video game that had ever come out. How many copies of Rebirth did they sell? Physical copies, around 2 million. That's it. It's a lot. You think, man, Loki, that's a lot. Didn't cover half its budget. Now, digital sales. Let's be generous and say they sold that many digitally. They sold like 2 million digitally. That still doesn't cover what they spent on advertising, promotion, none of that. And they broke even on the cost of making it. If they sold that many. I don't think they sold that many. I don't think they sold as many digitally as they did physically. I love it. I love the game. I'm not kicking it. These are facts, okay? I'm not going to shill for them and say, oh my God, it's the bestest game ever. It's a really good game. I gave it a 9. It lost a point because there were some really crappy NPC quests, a couple of them. And that hurt it. And you could tell when they're like, oh, well, Sweet Baby came in and did some NPC quest. Oh, you can tell. You can tell because I'm natural. The NPC that I'm talking about, the NPC quest was I'm naturally the best at everything. I'm a teen angst girl, a POC that can talk to chocobos and has a natural affinity for being able to do everything that is the bestest ever, but doesn't want to because they're edgy. They're an edgy teenager. I hated that quest. I absolutely hated that quest. So I docked it a point. Why? Because there were a couple of quests in there that were just, why is this in here? It completely stops the progression of the game. You're like, oh, I don't want to deal. And we're not just talking one quest. You're talking about a quest that breaks down into multiple side quests where you have to deal with this person. It's just not fun. It's not fun, and you don't want to deal with it. It's crap. What's up, Dean? What is up? Sorry I'm late, but needed breakfast and coffee. Coffee. Andrew Broadbent, what's up? He says, hail, Valhalla. Hail, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Square better be happy that FF14 is doing so well right now. It's still hurt. It doesn't matter how well it's doing right now. It's still going to hurt. They're still going to have to make some changes. Let's talk about Sega real quick. Sega? Yes, Sega. So Sega just fired a whole bunch of their crew. And what happens? Brandon says, I'm going to get the Super Robot Wars 30 and check it out. Dude, it's so fun. Like I said, it's like playing an anime. It's like you're playing an anime. Some of the scenes in it are just like, the first time my battleship opened up and was like, beep, 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 and it was like, holy crap, it's Battleship Yamato. You're like, damn, that is badass. But you said Robot Wars. Oh, there's ships in it. There's ships in it too. And the Battleship Yamato is in one of the games. I do know that because I was looking at the game covers and I was like, that's Battleship Yamato. I know it is. From Battleship Yamato to Gundam to all kinds of crazy stuff. Combiners, like I said, the only thing I wish is that you'd get like a sneak peek from Voltron. Ultraman was in it in a mission. I was like, holy shit, it's Ultraman. So I was like, damn, dude, there's some really cool shit in that. Absolutely. Super Robot Wars 30 is a great intro to a few anime. It made me want to see Goo Geiger. Anyway, Gao Geiger. So, yeah, get a robot. All the 70s, 80s super robots in there. Yeah, Star Avengers. Yes, Project Cambria knows what's up. So Sega Genesis Ultraman game. It was on Super Nintendo too. I had it on Super Nintendo. It was a fun game. I liked the beat 'em ups. Godzilla, Super Godzilla was pretty cool too. I like that. I like Super Godzilla on the NES, on the SNES. Sorry. Well, the NES one was all right. Godzilla 2 on the Nintendo, the original Nintendo, that was fun. I like the strategy stuff. I like playing those. But this is really cool. So Sega terminates a whole bunch of its employees. Layoffs. And what happens? What happens then? One of the biggest DLCs for Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 3 comes out, and the community is 96% positive. The community hasn't been like 96% positive since Total War Warhammer 2. and it was one of the DLCs for that. I can't remember. I think it was the Grim and the Grave or the Grim and the Paunch or whatever it was. The Grim and the Paunch, because he's like Batman fighting the goblins. So it's a crazy time when they come out with something that people are so like, yes. They did a rework on the Empire with a new Elspeth von Draken, which is a badass leader, legendary lord. You've got a rework on the dwarves, and Nurgle's not that popular. But here's the cool thing. If you only want part of the DLC, that's all you have to pay for. If you don't like Nurgle and you're like, man, I'm never going to play as the pus buckets, I don't have to buy that. You still can fight against him. You just can't play as the guy. Okay, deal. I won't buy that. I'll get the dwarf, the new dwarf, legendary lord. I'll get the new Empire, legendary lord, and I'll leave Nurgle alone. Maybe one day I'll get it, but boom, saves me $8 right there. Cygadorf 9 with a $10 super chat. Good morning, my friend. He says, Horizon Forbidden West was a great game, but every side quest contains LGBT NPC. The only straight males were major characters. One dies like a Chad, but still dies. So somebody sent me a message and said, Loki, I'm not kidding you. The last 3 episodes of Star Trek Discovery has not had one single white straight male in the episode. And I said, that's what you get for watching STD. That's Star Trek today. Enjoy. Stop watching it. Stop watching it. Stop. Just stop. If that's what they're going to do, just stop watching it. Watch something else. Move on. I mean, that's just the way it is. Move on. You know what? If consoles are going to go down this road where it's like DEI, and all that other crap, stop buying them. I'm not buying. I'm done. I will stick to PC. I'll stick to PC, and I've got my games. I've got a shit ton of games on Steam. I don't have to buy anything if I don't want to. The reason why I went with Robot Wars to give it a shot was it was only like $20. It was only $20. It was on sale. Why not? Gave it a chance. It's great. Got all the DLC for it. All right, let's rock and roll. If they're pissing you off and they're doing shit like that, don't buy anymore. I didn't buy the second Horizon because I was like, you know what? If they want to make her look like Abby Smash, I'm not gonna buy it. Why would I buy it? I'm not. If they're gonna smack you in the face and be like, you will like this and you won't say a word, they can kiss my ass. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna do it. Stellar Blade had this awesome opportunity to kick ass and take names. And you can make whatever argument you want. You can say whatever you want to about it. I know Makini has talked about this all the time and been like, I think it was forced. I think they went to this guy. And I get it. You've got your game released on the top platform that's out. A PS5. They're releasing your game. They're paying you. They're not paying you, not just paying you as an exclusive, but they paid you to finish the game. They gave you the money to finish the game. And then they go, you're gonna censor this. You're gonna change this. And you're gonna do this, and this. They've got to scramble to do that at the last minute because their overlords told them to. Is that their fault that they bent the knee? They didn't have to release it. Sony didn't have to release it in digital stores. They didn't have to release it physically. They could have just held it back and pulled it back at the last minute. So they got to do what they're told to do. You can't say this is what we're going to do anymore. You can't say we're not going to censor anything. We're not going to do this, because as soon as you do that, someone's going to say yes you are, or you're not coming out with it. It's not releasing. You will bend the knee to Western ideology, or we just won't come out with your shit. Thank you so much, Psychodorf9, for that $10 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one is just for you. A little tuck and roll this morning for Psychodorf9 and Snowdub. Skull! Wait until they start using dude bodybuilders to be the models for chick characters. Don't give them any ideas, Arwen. Don't give them any ideas. That's the last thing we need to be doing, is give them ideas. We'll use the Mr. Universe for our female character. Ugh. No. No. Do not give them ideas. Just leave the people that don't like you. That's it. Broken entertainment. Stop dicking around with these people. You know what? If we're so horrible as gamers, if we're so horrible, why are we still buying stuff? If we're so toxic in Call of Duty, the Call of Duty atmosphere, why are we still in lobbies? If we're so horrible. Because we're not going to let them take that away from us, Loki. They're monitoring you now. They're listening to everything you're saying and everything you're doing. Well, then I'll tell them to eat my ass. That's fine. But they're still going to listen to you. And you know what? Eventually, they're going to go and find you. Because you're playing the same stupid game, saying the same stupid shit. They can't stop you. They're going to. So just stop. Just stop. Alloy looked just like she did in the first game. You can feel that way. Her body did, but her face did not. Her face didn't look the same. There was an exaggerated picture out there, but it still didn't look the same. And it still was full of DEI nonsense. So I'm not gonna do it. If we're so horrible, if we're so bad, hashtag blame Loki. Loki for VP. Then why are we still playing their junk? Why are we still playing their junk? I looked in the FN store last night. They have basketball players for skins, and the men and women have the same bodies. For fuck's sake. Why? Why? Oh, I'm sure someone out there will give me the explanation. Because they have to do this, this, and this, blah, 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 as women basketball players, Loki. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many of you out there, raise your hands, watch women's basketball? I know, it's hot. It's damn hot. It's a little crock pot cooking. How many of you out there watch women's basketball? Professional women's basketball. Not like you went and saw your kid play, but professional women basketball. How many out there? Not me. I don't care. Nope. Nope. They have to be inclusive, so let's exclude women. Mark says he watches women's college basketball, not college, pro. Arlena! I tried to do it just like Arwen. They could use Corey Everson as the model for a video game and screw that up. How many remember the beautiful woman who was the sister in Mass Effect Andromeda? Knocked down, flat out, gorgeous woman. I mean, damn. And she came out looking like Anita Sarkeesian. I swear, Anita went to BioWare during the development of Mass Effect Andromeda, and I swear they took a picture of her jawline and slapped it on that character and then put Homegirl's skin over it. It's the great, conspiracy of Andromeda. I swear they scanned her jawline and put that chick's face on top. She looked fugly. She looked absolutely fugly. And literally the modding community had to fix the face. You know where that is now? Dead and buried. Because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. They don't want to embarrass the game studios anymore. They don't want to hurt the fifis. Can't fix this chick's face because you've got to deal with the ugly. So you've got to find alternate sites than you used to, because the mainstream modding sites, they're just like, to the game studios, because they don't want to get slapped with something. Where did the balls go? Where did these people's balls go? Same with the game devs. Same with the devs. So Sony released Stellar Blade, but they didn't develop it. They didn't make it. That was another company. That was a Korean company. Why didn't they just go, you know what? No. No. You've got to get rid of this hard R. That means a bad word. Now it's crime R. Great job, guys. Great job. You just slapping that ass because they don't want to get shut down. They don't want to get told no. They don't have any pull. They don't have any pull to say no. And if they say no and Sony goes, tough shit, what can they do? Tough shit, we just won't release your game. Look at the sad state that Cyberpunk came out in. Look at the sad, sorry state Cyberpunk came out in. Right? It was a mess. It killed all goodwill with CD Projekt Red. They should have waited an entire year, another year. Why couldn't they? Why couldn't they just wait an entire year? Because these people have loans. Do you know how they built that game? They didn't build it on all the goodwill and money they got from The Witcher. They took out loans. Loans that they had to pay back. A lot of what you're getting right now, a lot of these losses are due to the fact that these companies, Square Enix, all of them really, are taking out large loans to pay for the development cost of the game. That's the way it is. They've got to pay those loans back. Whether they get those loans from a normal avenue or whether they make a deal with the Sweet Baby Inks of the world, which that is part of it. I mean, imagine this. Imagine this, okay? You get an offer from a bank that says, we will give you a loan and you have to pay back, because you're such a big company, you have an interest rate of 5%, Okay, so that's 5%. It's better than you'll get on any credit card. 5% interest on your loan. Okay, that's better than most people can get a loan for a house these days because you're borrowing so much. Then Sweet Baby Inc. comes along. We're DEI specialist and we want to help you with your game. Now listen, if you go with us, we'll give you a loan for 2%. Two. Through our bonding company, BlackRock. So a 2% interest rate loan instead of 5%. If you use us, and we only take this amount of money, so you'll get the loan and then you'll pay us directly from the loan you got. And we'll be involved in your game because we help facilitate your loan. What are you going to do? Oh, we'll just write some dialogue for some NPCs. Okay. And then you're stuck. You're stuck with this shitty company that's going to inject bullshit into your video game. And you're stuck with BlackRock, who now holds a loan over your company. And guess what? Well, we can't pay. I own part of your company then. Give me shares. Pay me in shares. Oh. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted, isn't it? You want to own part of the company. You want to own part of the company. That way you can inject more DEI bullshit. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Yeah, and here's the deal. When they talk about, because I've been to Japan as well, Dean. When they talk about, well, there are differences in culture, right? They don't give a shit if you're offended. They care absolutely nothing for you being offended. Your precious feelings, they don't care. Why? Because they're on a mission. That is why Final Fantasy 16 is the way it is. They were screaming about it's white. It's so white. They don't care. It's their game. They're making it the way they want to. They care nothing for if you are offended by their shit or not. You know who is, though? Western ideology. The ideologues that are like, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. We're the new police. We're the new content patrol. And we don't like what you're saying and doing. How dare you? Brandon, the anime guy with a $5 super chat, says, when you make a deal with the devil always collects his too. And do your soul. That's it. That's what you're doing. You're making a deal with the devil. And they're willingly doing it because costs are so high. Why are costs so high? They screwed up. So there used to be this big thing called crunch, where a company would come together. BioWare did it a bunch, since we were talking Mass Effect earlier. They'd come together and they'd work their asses off and finish everything up and get it done. And then it became, how dare you do crunch? We're going to go after you for doing crunch. Why? Because they needed them to need other companies to help them. They needed a foot in the door. So they went after, oh, it's so unfair. You worked them for 12 hours. Bitch, I used to work 16 hours at prison. 16 hours at a prison. Monday through Sunday. That's crunch. That is, I'm gonna lose my soul to this company. And they didn't pay me enough. They didn't pay me nearly enough. So don't tell me that it's unfair that people making a game have to work for 12 hours a day. I didn't see my kids for 6 months. Because you were sleeping at the office? Because I was sleeping at the office. I wonder who you were sleeping with. We're not going to talk about that, Loki. I bet we aren't. I bet we aren't. Brandon, anime guy, thank you so very much, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one is just for you, my friend. Long live the fighters. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
This video is released with the approval of the Department of Approved Thinking. Right there. There it is. There it is. Leftist Puritan ideology. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about this is that this group that's doing this are the same people that fought for artistic expression and said you cannot put a cap on what an artist can do. I am not shitting you. In the 90s, these same people that are like, you can't do this, you can't say this, you can't have that, you can't make that, are the ones that were saying you cannot, these are protected under freedom of speech. This is protected under freedom of speech. Your artistic expression cannot be limited because of freedom of speech. Now, these are the same people saying, nope, baddie bad. You will cancel you if you say this, if you do this, if you make this, if you, no more. You can't do it. Cannot do it. Because we don't want you. We don't want you doing it. Can't have hot women in your game that look like women. I got a PhD in thick skin after 1 year among a platoon of Marine snipers as their radio operator. And you know what I learned to give as good as I got? I even managed to improve my shots. You know what? Sometimes people get ass hurt. It's called stinky butt. They get all ass hurt. I can't believe you said that about me, blah, 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 blah. But most of the time, guys do this like, you know, messing with each other and talking shit and doing their thing. And a lot of girls that hang out with guys, they get that and they roll with it. Arwen, Arlena, Eris, those are the girls that are like, you know, they will give as good as they get. And they don't fake offend. They don't run off. They don't do none of that. They don't do any of that. They can poke you back as good as you poke them. They don't take any shit, but they know when it's that time to joke and have fun and get a kick out of life. They don't fake offend. Definitely Air, she's the captain for a reason, right? Right. Ball busting is an art form a lot of girls struggle with. It's true. Aaron D. It's true. Absolutely, positively true. Busting balls, but there are some girls that absolutely get it. Mags, what's up, Mags? Good morning. Cup of coffee there to you, Mags. Top of the morning. So you roll with it. I know guys that just can't handle it. I know guys that just get so butthurt and twisted up. I'm speaking of. Good morning, Fat Steven. How are you doing this morning? Gals that Shellback, shut up. They roll with, they get it as good as they do. They get it as good as they give it as good as they get. And you know what pisses off these whiny, I have to be at the top bitches? Chicks like that. Why? Because they can come in our space and they get that. They come in our space and they totally get it and they can hang with it. Do you know what? You know what the truth is? This is the God honest truth. When those girls are like, they don't want us in comic shops. They don't want us in the Warhammer Games Workshop stores. They don't want us in this. They don't. No. Not true at all. Because the cool chicks, the chicks that hang out with guys, the chicks that can roll with guys, the chicks that can do that, they hate them. And they don't consider them one of them because they don't get it. They don't understand. They don't get it. They can't roll with it. Ball busting skill brought to you by the Marine Corps. If you've got it, you've got it. If you don't, you struggle with it, like Aaron said. But it's the ones that hate it. They don't want anybody doing it. They don't want any women in that space. That's the key. That's the thing. It's how dare you be able to go over there and do that with the boys. And then you've got the fakers that are like, I want to be in this space so bad that I'm going to try and fake it to make it. And they get found out really easy. Don't do that. Ladies, please. Do not do that. Do not try and fake it to make it. Okay? Because you're going to get found out, and that's good that no one's going to want you around. No one's going to want you around after that because you tried to fake it and act like you know shit when you don't. Okay? When they're like, oh my God, he's just mansplaining. He's mansplaining. He's just doing his mansplain thing. That's because they don't want to get called out on their shit of not knowing anything about what the fuck they're talking about. Don't come into the space and act like you know everything so that you are immediately accepted. Ask. I want to tell you something. Before the game workshop crap started, before the custody shit started, I was taking Eris to Warhammer stores, to Games Workshop stores, to look at Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Old World. And she would be like, hey guys, can I like watch? Can I listen and watch because I'm trying to learn? Boom. Boom. They were like, oh my God, yeah, please. She didn't act like she knew everything. She asked if she could watch and just chill and watch what was going on. Nobody minds. They like it. They want more girls in that space. They want more females that are like, hey, show me what's up. Show me what's up. Show me how this works. They want that. Not because they want to lord and dominate anything over the chick, but because the more chicks that come in, the more opportunities the guys have to hobnob and talk and hang out with chick. We're not like this is boys' space, get out. We will gladly welcome in the females, but don't come in there and act like you know everything. Oh, there's always been female custodies. Get the fuck out. Get out. No, there hasn't. No, there hasn't. Oh yeah, I'm not buying. We're not. No. Eris was talking last night about wanting a 3D printer for that exact reason. Wanting a 3D printer. So, besides, you can't get the Warhammer fantasy stuff. It's not made anymore. So, to get the Warhammer fantasy stuff, you've got to make it on your own. And I think when we start playing, that's what we're gonna use is the Warhammer fantasy stuff. We've got some Age of Sigmar stuff, but we're not doing anymore. We're not. Grumpy old Marine vet. 3 years ago, I read a Space Wolves. I read a Space Wolves novel where it was suggested there be female Space Marines. I knew it was going to happen then, just a matter of time. They want to change everything. Let them change everything. Let them lose money. Let them do it. Let them do it. We all don't know everything. Boom. I'm always curious. Allowing the opportunity for someone to share their passion is a good thing. Personally, I love to see it. Right there. Right there. I can tell you everything you want to know about Skaven, High Elves, Lizardmen, and the Empire. I can tell you everything you want to know from Warhammer Fantasy. I start looking through the Age of Sigmar stuff and I'm like, What? They renamed everybody. They changed it, different dimensions and worlds and worlds on worlds. And I'm like, huh? You did what? And that lore wasn't there when they even came out with Age of Sigmar. Space milk and space bread. Watch out for the blue milk, dude. Blue milk's out. Cool Mini or Knott's Mini are par on better than Games Workshop Minis, low-key. Quite a few sculptures from Games work for them. Good deal. I have no idea what you're saying. I have no idea what you're saying. I feel like I'm in an Adam Sandler movie where the guy's like, no one knows what you are talking about. I thought his extensions were made from Joe's leg hair. What in the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? Please explain. So what do? Don't act like you know everything. Space MILFs. Mike would go to space if there were space MILFs. That's right up his alley. Mike could feel represented. Finally, he'd have women. He'd have women to do. There you go. Women in space. Blue milk is naturally raspberry flavored for some reason. Ugh. Oh, no. No. No, it needs to be like a vanilla or something. No raspberry. No. So ask questions. Ladies, no one's going to bust your balls. No one's going to bust your balls. Don't fake it, though. Someone was on a stream with some pretty popular guys, and they had no idea what they were doing. Absolutely no idea what was going on, what they were talking about. But they tried to fake it. And eventually they got caught and called out because they had no idea, and they had to admit, I don't really know shit about comics. Don't try and fake it. Don't be afraid to come up and ask. Don't be afraid to come up and ask. You want to know about Warhammer? Ask. I don't know shit about 40K, but I know everything there is to know about Old World. I don't know everything about all the factions, but I know enough. And I'm a Skaven lore expert. Yes, rats. I love the High Elves. I love the Lizard Men. I love the Empire. So, but if you're like, Loki, explain to me about the dragons of Grand Cathay, I'm gonna be like, they're celestial dragons that rule a great wall. That's it. Yeah. So I don't. There's nothing wrong with admitting you don't know shit. Just like Steven just did. I know there's war in a hammer. So in the old world, you've got Golmaraz. You've got the giant ass hammer. Sigma! Right? So Project Cambion, fair enough. And there's a bunch. Oh no, you're talking to somebody else. There we go. Okay. They're having their own little private conversation this morning. PJ, what's up? Orville season 4 is here. Boom. Don't toy with me. Don't toy with me, PJ. Don't toy with my emotions like this. No. So please do not toy with my emotions like this. We all want another season of the Orville. So you better not be messing with me. You better not be messing with me. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. PJ, over to Orbital Nation. You guys keep the fires burning bright. Here in Valhalla, it's true, Loki. Season 4. Well, it's about damn time. A Dag Outlaw says it's true, Loki. Season 4. It's about damn time. This one's just for you, brother. Let's see. Let's go to War Skull. Brandon's like, holy shit, it's about time. My brother is drenching this area right now. He is absolutely bringing down the rain and the thunder and the lightning. And I'm just glad we got through the stream. I'm absolutely positively overjoyed we got through the stream and it didn't die. Didn't lose internet. Let's see, we got Makani Draws coming up next in the morning block because he's kicking ass and taking name and stealing baby's lollipop. So another Alpha Core retrieved. Oh, he's playing Stellar Blade. Are you playing Stellar Blade? Yes, he is. He is playing Stellar Blade this morning. Holy crap. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I thought, I'm like, it's good, but I don't think it's great. It's good. I'm glad I got a hard copy. That way I can play the unedited version. But, Steven said, I never played that. Saw the table set up when I looked in Games Workshop way back. You can play, you can paint. Brothers bringing the pain. You can do all that right there. And they're very welcoming. They are. There is no like, like they try and say like, oh, you can't be in the space, or you can't be in this, or you can't be in that, or how dare you enter our... No, nobody's like that. Nobody ever has been like that. There's none of that that's been going on. They just use that as an excuse to try and go, we want it to be ours now. We want to take over now. We want to do this. I was working on a Black Templar army, but this new change, I'll find something else. I will find something else. And it is. You know what? I mean, even like the 40K. So you've got the 40K fan base and those hardcore players, and you've got old world people, and every once in a while you get someone that like cross pollinates, but not a lot. Usually if you're playing old world or fantasy, Age of Sigmar is not that. It's like they wanted it to be that because they wanted a reset, but they absolutely screwed it up. They screwed the pooch with Age of Sigmar, and they know they did. Battletech is going the same route. Yes. Battletech is doing the exact same thing. So they're doing the exact same BS. But they've had female warriors before. Black Widow, Korinsky, badass. You want a badass female warrior? Black Widow. In a Warhammer, no less. In a Warhammer. That was her type of mech. It was called the Black Widow, but it was a Warhammer. She's been around forever. She was part of Wolf's Dragoons. She's been around forever. But they're screwing with stuff, and they're going to keep screwing with stuff. But at least with them, they're not erasing everything. You have to understand something about what happened with Warhammer. They erased the end times. Okay? Because of Manfred von Karstein, like I said the other day, that's like my old gaffer killing Frodo at the end of Lord of the Rings. Manfred von Karstein kills and destroys that universe. And a black hole opens up and just eats everything. And it's like Sigmar is reborn in this as a god in this other realm, and it's crap. And that's why they're coming back out with Old World. But they're resetting it, and they're going to do all kinds of shit 200 years before the end times. What a lot of people are worried about is that with the reset, they're going to start 200 years in the past and work their way back into the end times and change everything. Change everything that happened. We'll end up with a flippin' dude girl as Carl Franz. It'll be Carla Franz. Orville Nation with a $20 super chat maybe. Deep State is doing trial run for Western countries in Spain. Laws have been passed to regulate YouTubers and other influencers. You can now be fined hundreds of euros for saying the wrong thing. Very, very serious, Loki. Let them come and get me. Let them come and get me. They're gonna find me. There's a ton of Loki content out there. There's a ton of Loki content out there going back almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. Let them come and get me. Bring it on. I prefer a straight up bite. Besides all this backstabbing and crap that people do. So it's because you're fat. You're like the size of a house. Yeah, of course they do. Boudica disseminated the rumors. Too much information, Steven. All right, we're getting out of here. Everybody, go raid Makini. Go raid Makini. It's Thursday morning. Go kick some ass. Seize the day. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend enter. We'll see you on the next Thirsty Thursday here on Mornings of Mischief. Have a great one, everybody. I didn't give PJ a skull. I didn't give PJ a skull. Skull!
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.